Greetings, Jurassic fans. How are you all doing today? Welcome back to the Shadow Realm. Thank you for tuning in. I'm RedHannya, your host. Back to review the final 3 Jurassic Park 3 Hasbro figures, this being the Wave 2. The Wave 2 release of the humans. We only got 3 humans here from the 2001 line, Wave 2 series anyway. Even these figures aren't really that expensive to come by and find. Sometimes have slightly higher prices than the Wave 1 figures, but not considerably much so. It's usually like these guys run between like $13 to $20 and the other figures are like $10 to $15. So these ones are just slightly more expensive, but not by much. But either way, let's jump in and take a look at the first figure. The first figure we have up here, we're going to be reviewing, is the Wave 2 Dr. Grant with compies. Dr. Grant here, looking slightly different than his Wave 1 counterpart. His Wave 1 release has green pants, but they both seem to have like a white undershirt. The only difference really is this one has, the Wave 2 has like a vest, and the other one just doesn't have a vest. He has a bandana around his neck, but no bandana. But they're both missing, actually not even just these two, all the Dr. Grants from Jurassic Park 3 are missing the trademark cowboy hat. Kind of sad, but hey, the Kenner figures included the cowboy hat, the Dr. Grant's hat. But yeah, I don't know, I kind of prefer the Wave 2 release just because I like the vest. I don't know why. The vest kind of just seems like it fits and make it look more somewhat like it's from the movie. I mean, I know he didn't really have a vest like that in the movie either, but I don't know, it just looks like it's more somewhat movie accurate to me anyway. Whatever, I'm weird. Yeah. Standard articulation for Hasbro. The legs are kind of weird for when he's standing, but not a huge deal. Posability is what you'd expect. They just go forward and back. Same with the arms, and go 360 if you want. The head can kind of turn. Don't want to force it. It's got a somewhat decent amount of detail. I mean, for Hasbro figure here anyway. Universal Amblin. Then you just got boots. Yeah. I actually, like I said, not a bad Alan Grant figure. I like this one slightly more than all the other exclusives and Wave 1 figure we got. But he comes with a Dino-Tame flamethrower. A flamethrower, a relatively actually cool looking weapon. And like most of the Jurassic Park 3 humans from Wave 1, the bullets they fire didn't really match the gun. But this one, since it's a flamethrower, it actually looks like a fireball. So it fits. And almost got like some darker metallic metal towards the front, so it's like it's been on fire or burning. But the rest of the weapon is mostly just this gray color. So like all the other Wave 1 figures that had weapons, you load this fireball piece in until you hear the click, and then you shoot. We're gonna try to knock one of the compies over with this Dino-Tame flamethrower. We got him! Still a somewhat weak firing feature here, but it's not terrible. It still can knock the figures over, depending on which hatchling you shoot. Dr. Grant can hold this weapon by any one of these 3 things, or those can be used to keep it on the ground, like kind of like a tripod. The only thing is when that's in, it kind of leans forward a little bit more. And let's look at his compies, Dr. Grant's compies he comes with. He comes with 2. Really nice that he comes with 2, so you can build compy hordes. Some okay detail. The fingers and toe claws are painted. They have a Jurassic Park 3 mark. You can see little marks for the ribs. And if you can make it out on the camera, you should be able to. There's like little streaks of yellow here and there throughout the figure. And going up the tail. Really nice. And he has this base platform to help him stand. Even though this one still kind of leans forward sometimes, but he usually stands. Yeah, you can get him to stand. Pretty cool looking compy. Pretty cool. And the other one that comes, this is the better one. This is the better compy that comes with Dr. Grant. This one's in a attacking running pose, standing on this rock. It still has this base platform for him to stand. You can see the yellow streak on this one. Considerably better. Jurassic Park 3 mark. And this one's mouth is open to attack. It's funny. I actually almost prefer these hatchlings over the Lost World compy that came with Dieter Stark. Only because there's 2 of them. They're slightly larger. And this one's in an attack pose, like going forward. If you guys remember the one that came with Dieter, the head's like arced downwards to the ground, so when it was like attacking him like that. But even so, this one looks better. So actually +1 to Hasbro here. These two compy figures are really cool that come with this Dr. Grant figure. 2 thumbs up. So a really nice addition here, and probably one of the best Dr. Grants from the Jurassic Park 3 line. He didn't have a flamethrower in the movie, but it's cool enough. Neat dino-tame weapon, 2 cool hatchlings, and he has some pretty... His outfit's pretty nice too, in my opinion. It really looks nice. I'm not saying this guy or any of the other exclusives of Dr. Grant look nice. Dr. Grant appeared 4 times here in this toy line. Pretty crazy. This figure would not be repainted. The only thing from this to be repainted would be this compy, the one in the running position. It would be repainted for the last Jurassic Park Dinosaurs line, if I remember correctly. But yeah, none of these would be repainted. This was the only thing that would get repainted from this toy here. On to the next. Woo! Next we have Paul Kirby. Really weird how this figure was never released for the Wave 1 Jurassic Park 3 humans, but luckily he got a release here for the Wave 2 line. Looks vaguely, almost a little bit like William H. Macy from the movie, Paul Kirby. He's got binoculars here, a belt, just with pockets like most of the other figures do, nothing really noteworthy. Some darker green pants with some tears in them. He's been fighting some dinosaurs. Has some boots, and on his other leg here we have some bandages, almost like he has been wounded by something and had to wrap some bandages around his leg. And the whole bottom half of his pants here from the knee down have been ripped off, and there's just bandages. Has a watch, and posability is pretty much what you'd expect here, so don't really need me to show you. I mean, the head can move a little bit, arms can move 360, and the legs can't really go 360 because they would be hindered. The only awesome thing about this figure is now it's like you have the whole family. You have Paul Kirby, Amanda Kirby, and their son. Oh my god, we're gonna wish our son. Paul Kirby's a good figure. I like him. But his whole set as a whole here is kind of dragged down. He's got a pretty meh hatchling, Stegosaurus hatchling here, Jurassic Park 3 mark. Some black, some shades of blue, some gray. And that's basically this Stegosaurus hatchling. It's in a really awkward pose, like a lot of the Jurassic Park 3 dinosaurs are. Looking like it's like in an attack pose, like it's being attacked from something. Or perhaps it hit Paul Kirby in his leg. Oh my god, Mike! Okay. I mean, the detail in this figure is really nice. It's just a shame that it's kind of in this really awkward, strange pose. It's not even like an active pose looking forward. It's like he's looking sideways. See, he's like curved. I don't know how else to describe it. It's not really the best hatchling, but nor is it like the worst. The worst has yet to come. All the other Jurassic Park 3 humans come with some kind of a dino-tame weapon. Paul Kirby comes with this capture weapon, almost reminiscent it almost reminds me of the net launcher that came with Sarah Harding from The Lost World, just not anywhere near as awesome or good. It's actually considerably worse. But it has this net that stretches almost like something from the Jurassic World line. What am I thinking of? Something from the T-Rex Lockdown set? So yeah, it's got this really flexible net. It's almost like rubbery feeling. It's got these 2 circle pieces on the end that open, you can see, and you attach them into this, like so. Take one piece, put it there, take the other one, put it there. So when you have your net piece loaded like this, you take this piece right here and you push it down as hard as you can, or you could have Paul Kirby step on it, whichever you want to pretend, and it launches the net like a capture net, like so. It's really bad, actually, so it's not even really the best. I mean, it all kind of depends how hard you press that piece down, but it can get hindered and like, it doesn't really do anything. Like, see, like, that was a good one, but like, this net piece is like so tiny and just rubber, like, how is this supposed to capture the Stegosaurus? It won't even like stay on the Stegosaurus anyway. So a pretty lame capture piece here. There's no Jurassic Park 3 markings or anything on this, so you can't even tell this is from a Jurassic Park 3 line unless you know. Paul Kirby and his firing net would not be repainted later on, ever. The only thing to get repainted would be the Hatchling Stegosaurus here. It would be repainted a handful of times, once for Camo-Xtreme Jurassic Park 3 and for the Jurassic Park Dinosaurs 2 and 3 line, I believe. That was it. And last up we have the Military Scuba Diver from Wave 2. The only reason I could think this figure was made was just because, like I said before, with the military general, the military shows up at the end of Jurassic Park 3, so maybe they were like, oh, we'll add a military scuba diver because we have an Aquaspinosaurus figure here in this toy line, so I don't know, it's just really kind of odd there's a scuba diver here in the Jurassic Park 3 movie line. Details alright, he's got for the most part, a black wetsuit with some blue belt straps and just some blue things on, and a lot of yellow. He's got a oxygen tank here going down on his backside, and a considerable amount of rips and tears here in his wetsuit, like he's been attacked by some underwater dinosaur. And he even has little flippers on. And his Dino-Tame weapon, it doesn't really say what it is other than just a Dino-Tame weapon with this kind of odd looking missile. It looks kind of like a little underwater scuba rocket thing. I don't know how to describe it, to be honest. He has an American flag patch on his shoulder. And just some, I don't really know what to call these. I am not an expert scuba diver, so I have no idea what these would be called, but these snorkel breather things on his face mask. Yeah, that's him. His weapon is just like all the other JP3 weapons, and this weapon would be used later on in the 2009 Deluxe Bull T-Rex retool. But as you'd expect, you gotta push this forward to make it fire. Probably one of the most powerful firing weapons here in the line, just because of the distance you can kind of get. Push it down to like that ball pieces in there, and then just push that forward. Not enough power to knock the Spinosaurus hatchling that comes with this over, but posability 2 for this guy is what you'd expect, so you don't really need me to go over that. His head can't really go 360, it goes all the way that way, and all the way that way. And arms go 360, but legs cannot. You have an Aquaspinosaurus hatchling, not in a terribly bad pose, but I still prefer the pose this one is in from Wave 1, just because this one looks like it's crouched down on all fours. You got the Jurassic Park 3 mark, you got some brown, or should I say like dark maroony, going up its tail all the way to the spine and to the head. And then you just have some really bright, almost like metallic teal blue on this figure, but for the most part it's this gray color, but the fingers and toe claws are painted, and he has some almost yellowy green eyes. Again, not another really bad Spinosaurus hatchling here, but I prefer the Wave 1 for just because of the way it's standing, but this guy's not in a terribly bad active pose either. So yeah, that's the scuba diver. Kind of a weird addition, or odd addition. I mean, it's cool that he's a military scuba diver, but just we never saw military scuba divers. I would have preferred like some other military soldier figure to go with the military general instead of a military scuba diver, but it's not a terribly bad figure. It's kind of, I guess, Hasbro trying to get original and add some stuff into the line. The scuba diver himself would be repainted for the Jurassic Park Dinosaurs line. He came repackaged with a Dimetrodon, I believe, and he would also be repainted for the 2K9 Jurassic Park line. Just coming with a different weapon, I'm pretty sure. Do not hold me to this. I believe I didn't collect any of the Jurassic Park dinosaur stuff. The Spinosaurus hatchling here would be repainted a handful of 4 times, once for Camo-Xtreme and once for the Jurassic Park Dinosaurs 2 line, and twice for JP2K9. And that concludes this Wave 2 Jurassic Park 3 Humans and Hatchlings review. All 3 of these retailed for $4.99, $5, just like the Wave 2 figures. The only difference is nowadays these Wave 2 humans from Jurassic Park 3 are slightly a bit more money than the Wave 1 figures, only by like $5 or $6. I mean, it's not as huge a difference like some of the Kenner Series 1 and Series 2 figures, like in how they jump in price. So if you wanted to add these JP3 Wave 2 humans, I say go for it if you're a fan and you liked the Wave 1 figures. Paul Kirby's a nice addition, minus his hatchling and his gear, so as a figure he's cool. Dr. Grant and the compies and his weapon is awesome. The scuba diver and his Spino is odd, but nice. I don't know, weird. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more RedHannya reviews, and post a comment down below and tell me which one of the Jurassic Park 3 Wave 2 humans was your favorite, and if you had any of these three as a kid growing up. Sadly, I never had any of the Wave 2 Jurassic Park 3 humans here. I got these all later on, just as collecting. For the longest time, I was missing Grant with the compies and Paul Kirby. I came across the scuba diver eventually, but it was these two I was predominantly missing for the most part, and kind of a little hard to track down with all the parts, but not impossible to track down like some of the Kenner stuff. Well, until next time everyone, I'm signing out. I hope everyone enjoyed, and I will be seeing you all in the next RedHannya review next weekend. See you in the Shadow Realm.